See students, in my last lecture I have explained you different parts of typical flower. There are some flowers with me, so I will explain you with the help of these flowers the actual parts of the flowers. So I have 4 flowers with me. The first one is hibiscus, lily, I have periwinkle with me, and gulmohar. Okay, so let's start our practical with one of this flower. See, this flower, according to definition, I told you, according to definition, flower is a organ of reproduction for any plant, any flowering plant. Okay, there are 4 important parts in a flower. The first part of the flower is called as calyx, then corolla, Androscium, and Gynusium. Okay, in my last video you can check the position of each and every part which I have already explained. Okay, now we will start practically what are the parts. See, the stem, this part of the flower which attaches with the stem is called as pedicel. Okay, so this is pedicel, and you can see here a cup shaped structure is present. This structure which is holding all the floral part, this structure which is holding the which is providing attachment to all the other parts of the flower is called as thalamus. Okay, on the thalamus you can see here a green colored portion is present which is holding the petals. So this green colored portion is calyx. Now I will separate the calyx. Before separating this calyx, I wanted to show you that you can see here the calyx of this flower is attached. It is forming a tube-like structure. This type of attached or tube-like calyx or fused calyx, where the individual member of calyx, that is sepal, are not separated but they are forming a common structure, a common tube-like structure, is called as Sepals. This type of calyx is called as Sepals calyx. Okay, now I will separate it from the flower. See, this part is calyx. This calyx is having 5 sepals. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, and this one is 5th one. These 5 sepals are fused. Okay, and they are forming a tube-like structure to hold this flower. Okay, what is the function of calyx? First of all, the first function is when flower is in bud condition, it provides protection to the flower. And after the flower blooms, this structure, because it is a first structure and green in color, it can photosynthesize for the flower to fulfill the need of flower. Okay, now this is our first part, that is calyx. Now, after calyx, see, this flower is having colored portion. This each colored portion, each one is called as petal. Collectively, this region is called as corolla. Okay, so if you see the petals here, each petal is separate from the other one. Okay, so we can easily separate them. This type of petals are called as Polypetalus. This condition is known as Polypetalus. Okay, when the calyx is fused, it is called as Sepals. If they are free, they are called as Polyptalus. Similarly, when the petals of the corolla are free, they are called as Polypetalus. But when they are fused, see in this flower, you can see here these petals, these are petals, and these petals are fused. You cannot separate them easily. They are fused, connected with each other. There is no separation naturally present anywhere. Okay, so this type of petals which are forming a tube-like structure is called as Petalus. Okay, so this one is Petalus flower when petals are not free. This one is Polypetalus when petals are free. Okay, in this one also you can see petals are free. 1, 2, you can easily make separation between them. Naturally separation is present. Okay, so this is again example of Polypetalus. This one is having corolla. In this corolla you can see every petal is separate from the other one. Okay, so this is again Polypetalus condition. Okay, so when they are fused it is Petalus. When they are separated naturally it is called as Polypetalus. Okay, now Calyx and Corolla, they are called as non-essential organ of the flower. Even if they are not present, it is not going to affect the process of reproduction. Okay, so these two parts are non-essential part of flowering plants. Okay, or flowers you can say. So they take part in reproduction, but they are accessory organs. They are not essential for performing reproduction. Without them also reproduction is possible. Okay, so I hope this much is understood. Now third part, that is male reproductive part. In this flower you can see here some filaments are present on which a small round shaped structures are present. Okay, these structures here also you can see this structure is called as Androscium. Each Androscium is made up of two parts. The upper part, the apex, is having anthers, okay, which dispose as a male gamete, which dispose pollen grain as a male gamete, and attachment which is called as filament. Okay, so anther and filament collectively known as Androscium. So this whole part, the lower part, these filaments, small thread like structure you can see, this part is called as Androscium. Androscium, individual member of Androscium, this individual individual is called as stamen. Okay, so stamen or Androscium is male reproductive system. Okay, part of male reproductive system. Here also you can see these structures which are present here, they are the part of male reproductive system. Now we will see Gynusium of female reproductive system. See, in this flower I am separating this portion which is male reproductive system. Completely I will separate this portion. So this part is male reproductive part. Okay, I am completely removing this male reproductive part from here. See, this portion is separated. I will show you again. And this portion is representing female reproductive system, that is Gynusium. The uppermost region of this is having receptacle which receives the pollen grain. This portion is called as stigma. This whole region tube-like structure is known as style, and at the base ovary is present. So stigma, style and ovary. These are the three important part of gynoecium. Now I will arrange everything. See. Calyx, Corolla, Androscium, gynoecium. Okay, calyx, which type of calyx it is? Because calyx is having, first we will see individual members. Calyx is having individual members known as sepals. Okay, so each one, there are 5 sepals here. You can see these 5 sepals. So out of these 5, each one is one sepal. Okay, this is one sepal. When they fuse together, because there is no natural lining is present, a natural cut is present in between them, they are connected with each other. This condition is known as gamo. When something is connected, it is called as gamo. Okay, because sepals are connected, we will write gamo-sepalous condition. Okay, then these petals are free in this case. So corolla is having individual members known as petals. Okay, because they are separated, this condition is known as Polypetalus condition. Okay, here this individual member, here this individual member is anther and filament. Collectively known as stamen. Men से याद रखो, this is male reproductive system. Okay, and here there are 3 parts. First one is stigma, style and ovary.